That's what this event is all about, is duplicating success stories.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And I'll use my own club, for example. We did a membership drive, and it was called Service Above Self Social. And it was a membership drive. We had 47 potential members come to a brewery in downtown Hopkins. And that really turned over about 8 new members, which is incredibly successful when you look at membership drives. And so how do we duplicate that? Well, we started sharing about it, but we also put together, I really pushed our team to put together a handout with actionable items on that.
Yeah.
And then luckily Nate is also a Minnetonka Rotarian, my husband, and he turned it around and pushed it out as assistant governor. And so it's finding those avenues to get it out and having those clubs really be the ones who share it. It shouldn't be the district sharing it. We want to continue to promote the clubs to share it out.
Can we talk about that event for just 2 seconds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, I think that this show is promoting membership. I mean, really at its core. And you just shared an incredible event.
Yeah.
It sounds like how did the invite happen? What did
everybody bring somebody? Did you
how did
market
that
it?
Because
I'm so interested when you brought that up.
It seems like
sorry to go in a different direction real quick, but
no, but I could tell you we're doing a breakout on January 27th if you want to come learn more. But yeah, some of the highlights of it. So the first thing, so I brought some really technical membership knowledge.
Okay.
And things like, we're never going to say the word membership.
No.
Initially, it was called the Minnetonka Rotary Club Membership Drive. Well, nobody wants to be a statistic.
Yeah.
Kelly and I don't want to be the young mom.
Yeah.
We're
out. Right away. So we nixed the word membership.
There's a permanence to membership too. That
exactly.
Kind of, you're like,
yeah. So that was a big thing that I think really helped us, is that I really pushed them not to say it, but we weren't allowed to write it anywhere. So none of our material, or we never did we say join.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. We spent a lot of time. Using Canva to make a nice looking graphic.
Yeah.
So it makes a difference. We had a professional looking graphic, and then we printed them for a little bit higher cost on a little bit glossier paper. And I do think that brings notice to it. And we used not just Facebook, we used Meetup, we used Eventbrite. And then we did personal invites, handwritten invites.
Yes.
On the glossy paper to everyone who has touched our club in some way. And then we had a team who walked the streets. Hopkins is if you're not familiar with Hopkins, it's got a real true downtown feel,
Yep.
even though it's in, Minneapolis suburb, but it's got a true downtown. And though we're from Minnetonka, our roots started from the Hopkins Club.
Sure.
Yep.
And so our event was in Hopkins. And so we walked the streets of those businesses, and a group of 4 members went into each business and told them about the event and gave them an invitation.
Wow.
And so that was a really big thing. And then on one evening, we had a bunch of extra invitations. What are we going to do with them? We drove the neighborhoods next to where we meet and stuck them in the mailboxes, and we actually got someone.
Oh, very cool.
You literally just described my business. But no, what I gotta say is, first of all, congratulations. That's a really successful event. And I think that you guys identified the most important component of it is just bringing people together. It's not about membership. It's not about joining. It's about exposure, right? It's about just getting people to it. And I think that that's the biggest hurdle of anything.
Well, not starting at a club meeting that's structured.
Right.
I think that I think that's an important aspect, because that can be intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been successful in bringing too many guests because and I get it, because it is a structured event that, I think that aspect is probably really important.
I think, Joe, you said a really important thing. You just described my business. So, yes, you have knowledge. This is what you do. And so often we turn that, I don't know, Rotarians kind of turn that off in their head, 100%. That they're successful business people. And we need to look to those skills to turn it around. And
you mean generating meaningful relationships will drive Rotary membership?
Yeah, but it's so
crazy.
funny that it just Rotary has always stayed in this box, and we need to take it out and put it on our desks, and we need to use the skills we learned from Rotary, but flip it around. And when we talk about getting younger members, like I have a good friend that's a Rotaractor, and we talk about that. What does that look like? Well, she said, I spent most of my college career was online. And then everything after my networking was online. And she's like, I don't know how to network in person because of COVID. Well, that's easy. Let me help you on that. But we turned that off. And so I think that's a really important piece. And then exposure to the community. One thing that we did is we brought in not just Rotarians to speak, but we had people who had gotten money from Rotary.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's wonderful. Share the stories.
Yep.
That makes sense. And I don't know about you. I know that I can be better about inviting people to Rotary meetings and to, being more proactive. Like, I'm as social as it comes. And I'm one of the things that I tell people, I'm like, gosh, I can connect you to anybody, anywhere, to anything. And then you go, well, wait a second. Why am I not doing that for Rotary? Because Rotary is that on steroids.
Yeah.
It's so it's funny that you say that. There is a disconnect. There is a true disconnect that's happening with me as a member, or now you think of somebody who's not a member and you go, that disconnect has to be even larger than that. And it's the word that I came up with when you said, you took out membership and you took out joining, permanence, is you took away the permanence, and instead you made it very just come and check it out.
Yeah.
Does it work? Great. If it does, sweet, join. If not, thanks for coming and supporting. Appreciate it.
Because now those 47 people know about Rotary, and they'll think about it in a new way. They'll look at it differently. And sometimes that's just as important as having someone in the seat, is having, a partner out there that knows what you are and says. Are
you doing it again?
Yes. Actually, we just.
In the same place?
Yes. We had our planning meeting last night.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'd like an invite to that, please.
Okay. The planning meetings, those are just as fun.
Not the planning meeting.
Well, they're at the same brewery we have the event, so there's a lot of planning per se, and just some friendship that happens there too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. What a great example of, what I really liked about that case study is it's something that we all can take away and go, wow, I just learned something major. And you don't even have to be a Rotarian for this. It's just about getting people together and educating and just exposing people to good people.
Yep.
And wherever it goes is wherever it goes. If it falls on deaf ears and, you went and you had a good beer and you just went home, fine. But if you were one of the 8 people you said that joined,
I think that's what we've come. I can count 8.
I mean, that's incredible. You do that. You do that 4 times a year and you get 8 people each time. I mean, that's an incredible return in new membership.
And it was funny. There was a Microsoft event happening. So this brewery happens to be 3 floors. There's a Microsoft event happening on the top floor. So everyone had, and the top floor didn't have because it's self-serve brewery. So they didn't have a tap up there. So they would have to come down. And they all said, oh my dad was a Rotarian. What are you guys doing here? And again, that was just another group that had it flash in their mind. They recognized what it is.
Getting out there.
Yeah. And it goes back to being able to change the perspective and share that story, getting our own members comfortable.
Yeah.
With sharing their story, sharing what Rotary is,